Hello, YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Oxygen Not Included Strategy and Tactics, Episode 2. So, when we last left our burgeoning little colony of the badass Lasso, we had gotten quite a bit done. Definitely checked off all the boxes I had in mind for Cycle 1, and then some. And we've got our, it is still nighttime, but the bow is up. Now, one little thing to note here. So poor Thibaut has just woken up, and he is in his first block of downtime. So what does he choose to do with his downtime? He'll use the freaking bathroom because his teeth are floating. 97%. Yeah, we push him pretty darn far there. But luckily, I found that, little pro strat here, if the first action they take after waking up is to go to the bathroom, even if they are sitting at 100% max bladder about to pee themselves, they will not actually pee themselves as long as you don't do anything that interrupts them. So you'll see this in a moment here because I have a feeling our leading ladies are going to have max bladders when they wake up. But they will not soil the floor. Right, girls? Please don't prove me wrong here. I've done tons of testing on this. But the nice thing about waiting for their bladders to hit critical mass is that their bathroom visits are a lot more efficient. See, I think with the water around their mouths, I think that is literally them seeing their teeth are floating. Now, small bladder dupes are a little bit riskier. I'm a little wary about taking them, but thankfully nobody is small bladder. So anyway, everyone uses the thing, and again, this is why we have 2 toilets and 2 wash bins, because everybody has a chance to do what they got to do, and there's no lines at the bathroom. Because if there was a line at the bathroom, then we'd be in accident town, and nobody wants that. So Thibaut is up and at it while the girls have a chit-chat. The other reason for keeping people in pairs, they'll often dine together and get social buffs, just chit-chatting with each other as they do their thing. Oh yeah, I've found no real reason to disinfect the toilets, as disgusting as it seems, because you're going to get covered in germs anyway, but you're going to wash them off in the wash basin anyway, so I don't see the need to waste time to disinfect it every time they get used. Alright, so the oxalite's starting to decay itself here a little bit, which is fine. That's what it's supposed to do. Better to let it naturally decay than to mine it. I mean, there are some times when, yes, you do need to mine it because it's in the way, but try not to aggressively mine out this initial chunk that you get to start with. Alright, Larissa doing plenty of building, and this is what we like. A lot of these buildings have a long construction time, so having the bonus from the construction skill is definitely useful when building some of the more involved buildings. Alright, we should be up and running here pretty soon. You can see Larissa just dashing across there. The normal sandstone tiles give dupes a movement speed bonus, and then on top of that, her twinkle toes lets her move even faster. So you can see her just go boop, 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 running across there, just getting things done at a very appreciable rate. Now I do like it when having the generator be the last thing that's actually finished, because you don't want people hamster wheeling unless there's an attached battery and unless there's plenty of consumers to use that power. Otherwise it's just kind of wasted time. Alright, gaining some skills. get some excavation. Now, one thing, and this, if somebody's going to poo-poo my choice of starting dupes, it's going to be somebody who doesn't like the fact that I didn't start with an excavation or mining dupe. And that is true. That is correct. I did not start with one. My hopes are that some of my early dupes will produce a miner that we can then specialize. But even if not, we can still give somebody a mining hat, even if it's not in their interest, and they'll skill up on it just fast enough. All right, so we're just about out of things for our dupes to do, so I'm going to continue. We want to go northwards here because we got plenty of plants here to get into and some other goodies to tap into while we're at it. You know what? Yeah, we'll do that. And then again, with ladders, always make sure there's a space on either side, like so. Perfect. Alright, and yeah, looks like Larissa's once again properly constructing the thing that takes a long time to construct. Now, our building speed is going to be a bit slower now. Now that we have things that are demanding the attention of our dupes that aren't actually going into building and expanding, then there'll be fewer people actually doing the building, which is fine. We want to get working on this stuff. We want somebody hamster wheeling. Good job, Hiko. And we want to start up our research. For me, my favorite thing to first beeline for is both things of food. Basic farming into meal preparation. Just line them both up just like that. Because we want to get our food engine started as soon as possible. Just so, the sooner you get the crops in the ground, the sooner they're growing, the sooner they yield usable food, and the less likely your colony is to starve. So that's why I like to start out with food, and I like to go down both of those, because both sets of those are useful in their own way. Alright. Marissa's picking up algae. Yeah, please pick up that. 320 kilograms of dirt. See, normally a dupe is only able to carry 200 kilograms, so the fact that she can haul 320 in one go is where her strength stats are coming into play. And pretty soon, once she gets her first level up, we'll be boosting that even further. Okay, so the bow is doing his thing. We got you for specialization, so he is researching as quickly as possible. And I'd like to point out, right here, status effects, lit workspace. Better visibility from the light is allowing this duplicate to work 15% faster. That applies to our hamster wheelers too. That's why I built it with it. Well, actually, the hamster wheel isn't really within vision, so it is time we cleared all this out. The other thing is we want to start our little platform over here. We still don't want to clear these out. Although I guess we could do this because these all have a way to breathe elsewhere. So that's not the end of the world if we seal it off down here. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to change. Yeah, see, right now Hiko's probably not getting the lit because these blocks are blocking the light. We're gonna drop you down to I'd say about maybe 15% is about right. That will send out a signal to have the dupe come run the wheels, but without having them constantly go back there. Yeah, let's get that ladder going. Nothing here is quite ready, but that's okay. We'll get these going here. We'll get these taken care of. We might as well get that. Again, we're focusing on buried objects here. All the little cracks in the ground. We can climb our way up to this, presumably. Yeah, something like that. Again, we want to get ourselves a whole butt ton of seeds. in preparation for our goodies here. Oops. Oh yeah, the sand. All right, first block of research complete. Excellent. Oh yeah, one other thing we got to build is another cot, because we got another dupe coming our way. Now for the research here for compost pile, you do want to put down a compost heap. You want it on the back half of your bathroom, because interacting with this thing will cover your dupes and germs as well, and we want them to be able to have a chance to hit the wash basin on the way out. Even if they don't have to use the bathroom, that's what we want. So let's get some tiles on here, and we will deconstruct these two. Marissa, where are you going? Huh. Why did your, you suddenly had a burning desire to stop building that and go get the muck roots? I know supply is, on your mind. Are you going to go take that to the ladder? Okay, good. Alright, you're just delivering the sandstone. Now, one thing I've been experimenting with this. There's another setting that I didn't mention in the priority system here that might be worth mentioning. I'm still experimenting as to whether or not this is a good idea. Alright, well, if you're tired, go sleep, man. Go to bed. It is almost the end of the cycle. Alright, plenty of sandstone to have there. And we might as well clear this stuff out. But that's the end of that cycle. But let's fast forward here. We still got work to do. We still got work to do. Let's zip through. All right, the bow. I'm gonna keep running it at medium speed for now. Obviously, fast speed during the nighttime. So the bow doing his business, finishing up, and this is why we separate the shifts by one block. Is so that by the time these two need to come use the bathroom, he's already done with them, so the toilets are freed up. And everybody has a snackaroni. Alright, so yeah, we still need to dig a few things out over here. Time for the leading ladies to get to work. Oh, one other thing that we want to start doing is we want to start excavating out down here, because we want to get our crops ready to plant here. Something like that and that. And we might as well drop the ladder by one level. Oh, the other thing is I want to start turning this into a proper reservoir. So we need to get started on tiles in a way that the water isn't going to come bursting through. I don't think this is enough water pressure that when we break these tiles will suddenly crumble. Tiles can crumble if there's enough water pressure. So keep that in mind. Alright, getting these two dug out, that's good. Alright, yeah, Larissa is, again, sort of beelining on all of these... Yeah, some of these... we need to get her strength... Once you get your strength up to a 5 or higher, they become a lot more efficient than what you're seeing right here. But still not too shabby. And we have sand galore clogging up things here. Alright, and yeah, with no more construction jobs doing, that's when Larissa finally defaults to starting to starting to do that. But now that we've finished up our things, we need to change gears a little bit. First things first, let's get power regulation so that we can actually use a jumbo battery here, just so that people don't have to recharge it quite so much. Although I guess we could wait on that one a little bit. One of the other things we could look into is say decor that gives us the ability to make lights elsewhere, although we have to feed them electricity, but also allows us to get some flower pots going. We can do that. I have a few things that I like to knock out before we sort of go hardlining into our next big research phase. Now, getting both levels of food, both the initial levels of food, opens up a whole bunch of really, really important things. Namely, the farm tile, which I know we could have gone with just the earlier tech. We could have gone with the planter box, but I actually liked going with the farm tile sooner rather than later. So I'm actually going to put one farm tile here. I left this space open for a reason. The other thing I'm going to do here is we're going to get farm tiles all along here. And all along here. This is why I was excavating it to start with. Not this space, though. This space we want to be just a normal tile, because we need a storage bin here. All of our farms here are going to need a lot of dirt, so we want a sort of a central storage location for dirt, fertilizer, and other stuff. Also algae, because we're right next to the oxygen diffuser. So now Larissa's going to be plenty busy with building here. All right, and plenty of seeds to be had floating around here, which makes me happy. Okay, and yeah, we've got 13 mealwood seeds. That makes me happy, and we'll feed them that just as we do it. Now, having somebody designated as a farmer does not force them to plant the seed. The farmer's job is more importantly focused on harvesting the plants, which is where your chance to produce a new seed upon harvest is calculated based on the skill of the farmer. So that's why we're working on that there. All right, you start harvesting off. This, by the way, the reason I'm not doing these are hard materials. We cannot actually excavate those just yet. Okay, so research complete and a new dupe is ready. However, I'm not going to take them just yet. I'm actually going to be sticking them on the same shift as the bow. So what I want to do is I want to basically bring them into the colony at the beginning of work. Because otherwise they're going to just be consuming resources, they're going to be downtime, they're going to be told to go to sleep when they're not tired. So this way it kind of synchronizes them. Now here, with the storage bin, we're going to set the priority down to 4. Because we don't want people doing that in places. Oh yeah, let's set the next research. Let's go ahead and get that, get the power regulation. So here, we definitely want the soil. I do like keeping the metal ore in one place. Organics and seeds. We don't want the raw minerals because that's just going to be too much. So now, if anyone has any inkling to be idle, they'll start putting stuff away. Except for Hiko. Hiko's not allowed to carry stuff because of the noodle arms. She is allowed to deliver stuff to the plants because seeds do not require Hulk levels of strength there. There is something to be said for building a bunch of these farm plots, but not asking them to be planted until you have a bunch of them. That way they'll run up and grab all of these in a row rather than go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm not ripping these up. I'm waiting actually for them to get their first full harvest, and then I'll rip them up. So I'd say, for example, we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to want to wait for 5 more of these things to just be finished up before we tell people to plant them. All right, now this plot right here, this is not going to be mealwood. This is actually going to be a blossom seed. Blossom seeds like water. They need to be watered. Guess what? There's a water pump right over here. They need to be in light. Guess what? There's free light right here. And what I'm doing right here is not so much for the food. I'm not getting that blossom going in hopes of feeding the whole colony off of it. Granted, it will occasionally drop a bristleberry, and that will be good for somebody to eat. But the real importance there is for buffs, and I'll show you this in action in a future episode once this thing matures. But for now, we'll let it grow. And we were. Let's fast forward here, and in our next episode, we're going to get to meet our next dupe, who's, I can tell you right now, is going to be Nathan. Nathan is our next name in-game patron, who will be coming out of that pod. But what will Nathan be like? You'll have to find out in the next episode. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!